Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Smolensk once again, since we are going to have the auction, Black Friday auction for the B variant of this ship today. So maybe you guys might be thinking, is it worth it spending over 40,000 doubloons on this cruiser that is obviously known in the community for being a flamethrower, literally a flamethrower, or I would say a Russian Bremen, because a lot of players interested in getting German cruiser Bremen from the Steel Wheel event, well, you can get the glimpse in a Russian way, and Smolensk kind of provides that experience with 16 guns, except like in the case of Bremen, you are not going to have smoke, but in the case of Smolensk, you are going to have smoke, right? And even if we compare it like guns, right, you have in the Bremen 38mm penetration because it has built-in, more improvement in penetration performance. So that's where you will have some advantages against American ships, you can say yada yada. But man, Smolensk still has significantly better reload time, and the shell velocity is very nice. At ranges you can just simply able to get good shells, 16 of them with destroyer dispersion, and that's where it's gonna completely do shit on DDs. Like if I just get the Harugumo here spotted by Shimakaze, which is very important while playing a Smolensk, that you need support of DDs. And notice in just 3 salvos I have done like what, I think easily like 8, 9, 10k on that poor Harugumo, which is again something that Smolensk is very good in. But obviously the Smolensk does not have like a lot of pen, right? So you have to consider this, that Bremen does have some key advantages compared to Smolensk, that, well, you just throw so many shells and with 10% fire chance, which is very impressive without a doubt, but you don't have that pen, which can be valuable, especially when you are fighting against heavy cruisers that have 30mm plating. But Smolensk can still, again, sheer amount of throw of the shells, it's just that it's crazy, right? And in this case, I'm just trying to play safe, and you have the smoke, right? The smoke is so powerful in Smolensk that I can't emphasize enough. It saves you in so many situations that it's hilariously powerful. Now in this case, the Shimakaze will eventually spot the Sibir, and you need the spotting. This is the very important thing. Like, look, 12 shells hit, and I basically did like crazy damage. And I set a fire, and that Sibir accidentally peeked out to maybe utilize the island as cover or whatever. And during that time, I still going to manage quite a lot of damage, like 4,000. I mean, I do not need that penetration of the Bremen in the case of Smolensk, because you just simply pinpoint with destroyer dispersion on 16 guns, dealing still hilarious damage. And you set fires upon fires, and you will eventually see in this game that there will be some areas where the Smolensk absolutely sucks, okay? Especially when you caught into the radar. It is something that Smolensk definitely going to suffer, and something that you have to be very careful of. On the other hand, it's a small cruiser, and honestly, you can really compare it with some of the destroyers at tier 10. The benefit of the Smolensk is that you can speed juke, right? You have seen that I literally speed juke all the Sibir shells. I haven't even taken a single shell hit, and then I smoke up eventually because I do not want to take extra damage as of right now. But man, this hull is small. The Citadel is very thin. It's crazy thin, and our team is also paper thin, unfortunately, because they decided to just die on that single flank. Unfortunately, that's the nature of randoms that you cannot change. Meanwhile, I am positioning myself, okay? But I think I haven't really answered this very important question. Is it really worth it spending 40,000 doubloons? Not really. I think you should avoid it. If you really have this urge to get Smolensk, maybe get it from Santa Crates. If you want to really spend 40,000 doubloons as a minimum bid, why not you just simply try to just get all the rare ships in the game then? So at least that urge will be completely gone, right? Santa crates give you more value. That's my opinion, okay? If you have to spend on one ship 40,000 doubloons, why not just get all the ships in the game, right? That's what I believe. You can completely disagree with this. I totally believe that you can do that. But however, if you're really looking to get the Smolensk, yes, you get that flamethrower experience. There's just no doubt about that. Every single salvo, like you have seen what I have done to that Z42. It killed our Shimakaze, without a doubt, but well, you said fires upon fires upon fires. Every salvo is a fire. Every single salvo is a fire. And now here's the thing that really surprised me. I have no idea where the Petro was, and now he's just spotted me. So what I have done here, I just flat against the Sibir. And again, I just get overpens, right? The Petro did some really good damage because it does have, I would say, good angle against me. But meanwhile, the Sibir, like, didn't done anything. Like, even if I have taken massive damage, I didn't get depth struck. And courtesy, because of this very thin citadel, like, it's not super raised above waterline, and also the fact that it's so thin that Sibir unable to get a single citadel. Like, I was full flat broadside, right? And now I'm started to farm the Petro, and obviously Petro is pissed that I just didn't kill the Smolensk, that poor shitty Smolensk that I was trying to farm him with radar. But now it's a bit of my time because he's spotted. But obviously the Petro does have some advantage here. Our team completely crumbles down, and I want to just set permanent fire or something like that. So I have to aim onto the superstructure, which, by the way, it's pretty good in this. Like, the destroyer dispersion that this ship gets with 16 guns is just super good, without a shadow of doubt. And the shell velocity, well, you can already see the result, right? In this case, I just throw some shells, set a fire on the Colombo. So, and Witherer in this ship is, I mean, it's a piece of cake. Honestly, if you stay and keep farming ships for really some time, you just can easily get Witherer, because this ship is a flamethrower. I get already 11 fires, and the game is pretty much done and dusted. The enemy team just completely rolling over our team, just because, you know, the players are not good. But what can I do? Well, now I have no other choice. I want to farm damage here to at least have some chance of winning, but I know that we lost the control. There is a DD. The gearing, we don't even have a single DD. Our Shimakazes were complete garbage, unfortunately. Even though I'm right there to support them and they can outspot them, but they still didn't manage to do anything. Now in this case, I got one salvo onto the Colombo and then other salvo onto the Montana. And well, I know that one double fire onto the Colombo, and then I send another salvo to maybe like get another fire, maybe, if I'm not wrong. I get 3 fires in like 5 salvo. Like, what the fuck? And this is the experience that Smolensk still gives you, man. Okay, there's no doubt about that. And now I'm just farming damage from fires, and the fire damage is sticking so quickly that I eventually will get to 200k damage. Again, that is something which the Smolensk V or Smolensk does give you for sure, right? But I think it's still very expensive. The ship is still toxic, even in 2025. I remember when it got released, there was a time, and by the way, look at the hilarious speed juking that I did here. Like, this is hilarious speed juking. Courtesy of one thing. And by the way, there's no overmatch by the Petro. Petro does not have that overmatch, unlike Stalin. Obviously, Petro has 2 20mm guns, so he cannot overmatch 16mm plating. That is all over the place of Smolensk. Now, I'm just farming him, okay? Whenever I got some spotting, I farm the Colombo, and I just slightly go out because I want to get out of the radar. I know that the Petro will radar. He did radar, but you see the speed juking that I've done, like, just a couple of, I would say a minute ago. And the reason why this happened is because the hull of the Smolensk is so small. It's like destroyer. It's a destroyer-like hull, except that you do have a citadel and you do have 16mm plating that can be overmatched. But other than that, most of the time you get overmatched. And since your profile is small, all you have to do is to just simply angle like this. Like, just don't give any slight bit of broadside whatsoever, and then you just keep farming. I'm just keep farming. Whenever I see the spotting, I just farm, right? Look, Confederate high caliber instant, like, and I'm just farming. It's already 228k damage. The game is over. Unfortunately, our team was not that good, and the troll armor did work against the Petro. Now I'm just gonna be eating torpedoes of the gearing. Lucky enough, I managed to dodge, and now I'm just trying to farm this Montana. Smoke will run out here. Obviously, the smoke not gonna last long, but you can see the dispersion, and the Montana will shoot me again, and I will speed juke again. Something that you can do really well in this case. Look at this. It's pretty simple. Now in this case, I want to speed juke the Monty, but unfortunately the tops come right into play and didn't give me enough time. Otherwise, I would have done some good damage to the Montana, 100%. I would have done like more damage open water and would have like racked up maybe 300k damage, right? Unfortunately, the moment you lose the spotting in Smolensk, the moment it becomes difficult, and especially if you take a lot of shell hits, it's definitely a very squishy ship. But you do have the smoke as an advantage, and it's still toxic as fuck. Honestly, it's still fucking ridiculous. There's no doubt about that. It smashes DDs, it burns cruisers, battleships pretty hard, especially that you have an advantage of spotting and smoke. That's what makes this a Russian Bremen. And I pretty much like it still in 2025. Even after the nerfs of the armor, it used to have 30mm plating of tech inside. Can you believe this? They used to give that armor plating, but then they have nerfed it. Okay, which is expected, has to be done. And they also nerfed the range. It used to have 19km range with the range mod and commander skills. So if you don't know that time, right? But anyways, it was a good game. I got lucky in many areas, but that's what, you know, the Smolensk trollish armor really does. It just trolls many times to not dev strike you. It saves you from dev strike because of that 70mm plating, and that's why it's very powerful, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it for your doubloons, guys. You can just buy Santa crates. If that's how much money that you have for a single ship, then why not just buy all of that and maybe get the Smolensk from the rare Santa crates? That's my take, okay, again. So yeah, 1.5k base XP on a loss. My team was complete crap. That's the nature of randoms. You can't do much, but at least you get the point. You get the idea how Smolensk still performs under the hands of good players. It's a flamethrower. It's very toxic, and any BB that is pushing, well, he's gonna get obliterated. It's as simple as that. So, but you can be Deathstroke as well too. If you don't know what you're doing, I know what I'm doing, and I speed juke well, and you have seen what I have done. So, you know, these are the things. But if you get any value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And you can let me know in the comments, would you spend still 40,000 doubloons for that? Now, that is up to you, but you can let me know in the comments. But for me, I will not recommend. Peace out.